So before we get started on this video, I just want to point out that I just put up a video on 𝗔𝗽𝗿𝗶𝗹, which is now once again under attack by YouTube. But at this point, I don't really care. But you may want to watch this video because, like it says, this little pouch will probably save your life. And I'm going to give you a lot of good examples in that video why I make that statement. At any rate, here we go. One more side note real quick. I spend as least amount of time as I possibly can near a computer or in a house because of the RF signals, etc. They really do affect me bad. So if I was to sit down and start answering comments in videos off Twitter, off Facebook, if you need to get a hold of me, my email is richjc27@gmail.com. At any rate. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 30th of April, 2022, and we're having a nor'easter here in Massachusetts. And sadly, I was packing my truck, trying to get ready to hit the road, and ended up having a steering problem. Now, the shop that I took my truck to back in November, December, they worked on the steering. They put a 200 series rack in my truck and discovered after it was installed that it was inaccurate, it was incorrect. So they pulled it out and they put a Tundra rack in my truck, which is supposed to make it stronger, bigger, better. Well, shockingly, within 3 months, it's failed. So I'm once again sidelined. And I'm having a difficult time sitting in my house on this stormy day. So I decided to take a walk. And I gotta tell you, I spend very little time at my computer, if that's possible. I try to make videos, but the RF meter that I have, like I've said before, according to the FCC, point 200 is safe for humans. Mine regularly clocks between 456 point all the way up to 1,000 points in my house. And many times I can feel it, and it's frightening. And I pray to God very, very often to take away that fear. Because I gotta say, love me, hate me, whatever, I've woken a lot of people. I've brought a lot of people to God, which that on its own, that freaks me out. That's insane. And it's amazing. If nothing else, bringing people to God can't be a bad thing. So, in the limited time that I spend next to my computer, I pay attention to what's trending, to what's news, to what the mainstream's pushing, to what social media is allowing to be pushed. And the funny thing I keep finding is UFOs. And we've been warning about these things for years, but I mean, some of these videos look at everybody in the street pointing at it. Traffic stopped on the highway, and they're pointing at this thing. These things are making themselves known in broad daylight. You see what I mean? They're getting people ready. I don't even know how this is going to play out, but it ain't going to be good for humans. I'll tell you that, period. And don't trust anybody that doesn't pronounce the word H. I just want to throw that in there. Human beings. H is not silent, just FYI. UFOs. We've warned you about everything. And it seems that everything is coming to pass. But the UFO thing just sounds totally crazy, man. But it's coming down the pike. It's trending. It's a huge topic. Mainstream media, mainstream social media are all pushing it. And then somebody sent me a link from Alaska where there's a obvious portal opening in the sky. And mainstream quickly jumped on it and said, oh, come on. That's not a portal. It's, say it with me, it's SpaceX. SpaceX has been a really good tool for them. SpaceX has been a really good tool for them because it keeps people's eyes off NASA. It keeps people watching SpaceX. They don't seem to understand that in a real world, the government of the United States would never in a million years hand over the keys to NASA to someone like Elon Musk. But they built Elon Musk up into this superhero. And he's just as much of a piece of crap scumbag as Bill Gates or anyone else who's become a public figure, whose technology information somehow translates to every other aspect of human life. If you're trying to break through the firmament, you're not going to be able to hide it all the time. And I got a funny feeling the portal that was captured by somebody that I guess was trying to take pictures of the aurora borealis, which is hard to do, was up in Alaska when he accidentally caught it. But this is them trying to breach the firmament. They've been doing it for time immemorial. I'm sorry to break this to you. I'm sorry if you're rolling your eyes, but the earth is flat. Well, I'll tell you what, maybe it's not flat. Who knows what shape it is? But we are not a giant rock floating in the sky, speeding along at hundreds of thousands of miles an hour, encircling the sun and everything else. It's just total, complete, and utter nonsense. And it's actually what everybody believes. They believe it because it's easier. Apparently, I'm not one of those people that want to listen to authorities or experts. Unless, of course, they're good at what they do, or they've proven themselves, or they're not trying to lie to me or coerce me or push me in a false direction. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of truth channels that did that. I mean, how do you not understand that? How do you get to be a massive truth channel, massive truth channel, if they're not allowing it? They took me out, and now, once I hit 100,000 subscribers on Jailbreak, I've noticed that my subscriber base is being sucked away like a vacuum cleaner. Sure, you piss people off and things happen and blah, blah, blah. Every time I get a video that goes really good, the next 6 won't get more than 2,000 views. It shows no comments, etc., etc. And you know what? It is what it is. I put a lot of work into those videos because you actually have to edit, you know what I'm saying? And I have a difficult time sitting in front of a computer that long because the frequencies hit you. You get a crazy feeling of adrenaline all over your body, but it pinpoints in the middle. So it feels like a heart attack. You know what I mean? It's a very strange thing. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to go. My biggest fear is dying in front of other people. I do not want to be taken to a hospital ever. If I die, my time's up. It is what it is. I did a lot of bad things on this earth. I did a lot of great things on this earth. People around the world know my name. People around the world know my message. Love me or hate me. And you know what? That's pretty awesome. And I got to tell you, out of everybody that I've ever followed, there was only a few of us that ever actually stayed humble. I stay humble. Which is why I always called myself an asshole with a laptop. Because when you're on social media and you start to get to a certain size, people start to worship you and follow you, and they'll leave comments that are like, you're great, you're the smartest, you're absolutely right, blah, 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 blah. That can go to your head. You know what I mean? What do you think, guys? Does this look like Sasquatch? It's not. We're on an island, one way in, one way out. But hopefully, if the creek don't rise, but more specifically, if the good Lord's willing, I will be rolling out of here in about a week. I was packing the truck. I was loading up the tools. I was loading up and then my steering failed. I mean, are you kidding me? What a strange thing. I'm riding my mountain bike. It's got a relatively new motor in it. I just put it in October of 2022. I'm riding the mountain bike. I'm making a video saying, I can't believe how well this mountain bike's held up. And it fails. The motor fails. So I get another motor, put it in. And the next day, I'm riding the mountain bike and I'm saying, wow, I can't believe how great this thing is. This is awesome. And I hit a tree stump and destroyed my rear derailleur. So I have a derailleur at my house. I put it on. Bike's fixed. All is well. Then I'm driving my truck home from there. And I'm thinking, holy cow, I can't believe that I aligned my front end with string. 2 strings and a tape measure, and it worked. And then minutes later, my steering fails. I don't know if that's a message. I don't know what that could possibly mean. But I'll tell you what, better it happened at home than on the road, I guess. But I gotta say, over and over, and like I said, a lot of people have done this, and good for them. I don't have a savings. I don't have a 401k. I don't have a retirement. But there's a lot of people that are, no pun intended, banking on that. Get your money out of the bank. Get your money out of the bank. Go through Goldco, go through anybody, but turn your IRA into gold and silver, and then get the gold and silver in your hand physically. That's the smartest thing to do. Because we're watching banks completely shutting down the safety deposit boxes by the end of the year. We're watching all sorts of weird things. I mean, you're watching banks shutting down. That should be a huge red flag, but people still don't seem to see it. Get your money out of the bank, turn it into gold and silver. You can't go wrong. Gold and silver is forever. It's been here. It'll be here after. Now it's really starting to rain. Terrific. And here's another thing. I just put up a really good video on jailbreak on a bag that I carry with me at all times. And I show you what's in the bag, and I leave you a list so you can get this if you need it for yourself, one way or the other. But I mean, back to the UFOs. These guys are really going to do this. They're really going to do this. Trying to blast through the firmament. Every once in a while, people are going to see it. SpaceX uses the same rocketry that we always used. But somehow, when SpaceX launches, we get all these crazy things that look like spirals, portals, firmaments being hit, rockets underwater, etc. And people seem to buy it, no problem. Red-winged blackbird. I think red-winged blackbirds are beautiful. I used to see them in books when I was a little kid. I spent most of my life locked in a room alone when I was a kid, and all I had was wildlife books. They were called Funk and Wagnall wildlife books. They were in alphabetical order, and they showed everything from A to Z. And maybe that's my affinity for animals. You know what I mean? What's up, buddy? What's going on? Your fur don't look too hot there, homie. Yeah. Animals don't fear me, so I must have something good inside me, I guess. Let me explain something. When the aliens finally show up, I guarantee you, no power, no electricity, no banks, no gas, no driving, shelter in place, lockdown, etc., etc., etc. I ain't buying it, and neither should you, because we've been talking about this for years, and now they're talking about it. At any rate, I'm going to put my phone away before it gets smoked. I'm out.